You are not afraid of letting other people down. You're afraid of letting yourself down. You've broken so many promises to yourself that you're afraid that if you take that risk again, that you're going to fall into this long pit of shame. Long pit of shame. You're so ashamed of yourself for all the things that you did not accomplish, that you did not complete in your life, that you're afraid that if you take that one more risk that might actually set you up for life, that you'll fail miserably. But the crazy thing about it is, what do you really have to lose? If you take that risk, what do you really have to lose? Because haven't you let yourself down before? Things didn't work out before when you took that risk. Okay, so why don't you take that risk again? We're so afraid of failing. We're so afraid of showing up and looking stupid. Especially the people who overthink. I am an overthinker. And I'm always thinking about how I am going to fail, how I am going to struggle. I'm always thinking about, oh man, if I do this, man, I'm going to look super stupid. Or if I do this, I need a little bit more education. I need to learn this a little bit more. I'm always thinking of the worst case scenario. And, the best case scenario just always seems so far out of reach. I need to start, I might put it in the description, but I watched a man online talk about facts over feelings, talked about like planning and scheduling and stuff like that over the fleeting feeling of like, I don't want to do it, or I don't want to do this. And he made this beautiful picture. And he said, people who are successful, they do something that they don't want to do, and they're happy in the long run because they did something that they didn't want to do. Whereas people that are miserable and they're upset, they do things that they want to do, and then in the long run, they're upset that they didn't do what they should have been doing. And I was that person for such a long time. I always chose comfort over longevity. Comfort over longevity. And what I mean is that in the moment, right, for that moment, things feels good. Everything feels, everything's nice. Let's talk about smoking. I used to smoke marijuana. I used to smoke cigarettes. I recently stopped smoking cigarettes. It's been about a month now. I haven't been smoking marijuana for about 2 years now. And smoking marijuana at the time, it was a beautiful feeling to, it's you're happy, you feel in the mood, you feel relaxed. But depending on how much you do, or how much you smoke, or how long you smoke it, how many times a day you smoke it, you're sitting there and you might fall asleep, you might overeat, you might just not want to do a damn thing for the rest of the day. And so things would not get done that I knew needed to get done. Smoking cigarettes, the same thing. I could smoke it in the moment. I feel good. Everything's all right. But then hour later, I feel sick. I want to throw up. I feel nauseous. You know what I mean? I feel like I just want to lay down because I just don't feel good at all. And so in the moment it feels good, but down the road it doesn't. The same thing about this channel. So not just specifically my channel, but just posting in general on social media. I did not want to post, you know what I mean? I would post whenever I felt like it. And I kept asking myself, why is my channel not growing? Why am I not seeing the results that I want for my channel? I'm like, I'm putting in a lot of time and a lot of energy in these videos and nothing's happening. Well, I'm posting at 1 a.m. I'm posting at 6 a.m. I'm posting at 9 p.m. I'm posting whenever I feel like it. I'm posting whenever I feel comfortable. You know what I mean? Not necessarily when I have time, when I feel comfortable. Oh, I feel like I'll post it now. I'm doing the video now. I'll just post it now, or I'll post it later. I would make videos and I would do things when I felt like it. And the results reflected that. When I started to really take action and I'm just like, okay, I am going to post, having some specific plan. I'm going to post every single day. Okay, well, if you post every single day, someone knows that you're going to post every single day. You may not post every single day at the specific time, but everyone knows that a video is coming out every single day. Or I'm posting Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Everyone knows that a video is coming out every Monday, Wednesday, or Friday. You see what I'm saying? Being able to be being just a little bit more specific in what you're doing and consistent. And people are getting online and they're just like, consistency doesn't matter. You know what I mean? You don't have to just be consistent. At the end of the day, you have to have good content. That is a fact. You have to have good content in order for people to sit and watch your videos and pay attention and actually want to be engaged. Majority of anything nowadays is entertainment. That is the God's honest truth. You know what I mean? It's either entertainment or it's education. Like, I feel like those are the two categories. Either you're in the niche of fitness or you're in the niche of education. Which one are you? Are you teaching someone something, or are you trying to entertain someone? If you just so happen to be able to coincide both of them, then listen, you on your way. You better be making money right now. You know what I'm saying? But that's the thing. If you're not entertaining somebody, you need to be teaching them. And for me, I struggle because I was like, I'm entertaining at home with my kids, with my family. You know what I mean? I know how to make people laugh. You know what I mean? I know how to have a good time. But when I get on camera, there's something about me that just wants to be seen as serious. I want to be taken serious. I think that's a personal goal in my own life. You know what I mean? I feel like for me, my own growth, things that I've gone through, I just want to be taken serious as a person. And I can be funny and goofy in my real life, but it's hard for me to get online and be super goofy like that without being serious. Like, if you see majority of my content is me wanting to be seen as serious, and then maybe like 5% is me wanting to be goofy. Maybe 10% is me being goofy. But pay attention to people's channels. You know what I mean? Majority of people's channels are either entertainment or they're trying to teach, or they have both. And like I said, for me specifically, when I realized, like, okay, if I don't want to be someone who's entertaining someone, then guess what? I need to be someone who's teaching someone something, which means I need to have something to teach. Guess what? I don't have a degree in anything. You see what I'm saying? I've been to college. I've been to college a couple times. I've taken some classes. I have gotten some education. I have done my learning. I have read a lot of books. But experience has been my biggest teacher. Experience has been my biggest teacher in terms of my relationships and friendships, relationships. Why did I say that twice? But romantic relationships. And so I realized, okay, well, I need to be able to put into words something so that I can teach someone or make someone feel new, feel better after because motivational self-development, stuff like that, those are things of teaching people how to be better, teaching people how to love themselves more, how to show up better for themselves every day. That's teaching. It's not necessarily entertainment. And that is what I fell into. That is what I realized I aligned with the most. Okay? Because like I said, I tried to do videos that were entertaining. I tried to do videos that would make people laugh. And every time I would make a video like that, I felt uncomfortable. Every time I would make a video that would, that I thought personally was funny, or maybe even, maybe I showed it to my boyfriend, or maybe I showed it to somebody, I know they thought it was funny, but I didn't feel comfortable leaving it up there. I've deleted so many videos that I put up that was kind of funny, that I thought were funny, but I did not like. You see what I'm saying? And so I say that to say that identifying where you fit is so important. If you want to be someone who entertains, maybe you're doing the pranks. Like, think about it, guys. Watch different videos. Education or entertainment. Fitness is a part of education, right? It's entertaining because, if you're depending on what fitness you're watching, either someone's telling you about your health, nutrition and stuff like that, foods and all that. That's not really entertaining. It's just you sitting there watching. Entertainment is so different nowadays simply because of the apps and the programs and the different things that we can incorporate to make our content pop, or make our content receivable from people. But other than that, it's education or it's entertainment. So let me tell you a few of the people that I watch online. Alex Hormozi. He has Alex Hormozi, Layla Hormozi. They are people who are in the fitness world. They have businesses in fitness. I don't know too much about them, so don't get me. But I know that they have like businesses in fitness and all of that. So they're teaching people about living healthier, having healthier bodies. They look great. It's possibly also entertaining because maybe, I don't know if they do like workout videos or anything of like that sort, but they're mostly in the education. Okay. That I learned from them as far as being more disciplined, showing up for myself, taking care of my body. And I'm learning about how to show up in the business world. Okay. Who else is out there? I watch Rissa and Quan. That is completely opposite. Rissa and Quan, they're all about entertainment. They ain't teaching us nothing. Now, on the plus side, if you look a little deeper into it, they could be teaching you about how to love and trust your partner and respect your partner, and how to be more family oriented because that's their content. Now that they have kids, but before that, they used to do pranks and fun stuff like that. I watch them purely for entertainment. You see what I'm saying? Or I watch them because I'm like, damn, I'm lonely, I ain't got nobody, and they make me feel better. Okay. I used to watch this guy years ago on YouTube, and he used to travel to a bunch of different countries. I'm so mad I don't remember his name, but he used to travel to a bunch of different countries, and he would eat, a bunch of different random foods and stuff like that. And that was entertainment for me. Okay. Especially on the days that I was like very, very, very broke, and I just need to watch somebody eat some really good foods. Those were the mukbang videos that I used to really love back then. But that is what I'm saying, you guys. You know what I mean? There's people who are educating and then people who are entertaining. Okay? And like I said, the people who are able to add both of those, like who is it? Keita Rose. If you know Keita Rose, her content is about basically teaching. It's like, she's like, in a way, sometimes venting. It's a lot of her content is got very opinion based, so it's not necessarily like everything's factual and she has resources and stuff like that. A lot of it's opinion based, but she's someone that sounds like she has such a really good head on her shoulders. She's very mature, and she talks some real ish, but her content can be kind of entertaining at the same time. You know what I mean? Like, now you can see that's educational, whether you know what I mean? Educational, I feel like, is different for everybody, because if you grew up and you didn't have business education and someone's teaching you about how to manage your finances, that's education. That person may not even have a degree in that education, but they've been running a business for 10 plus years. That is education. It's also education if someone is teaching you about how to love yourself and take care of yourself. They don't have a degree in psychology, or they don't have a degree in any of that, you know what I mean? Being a life coach or something like that. But because of experience, they learn to love themselves, take care of themselves, show up for themselves. And so they teach people, right? That could be education for you depending on who you are. You guys, education or entertainment. I'm going to keep saying that. And for whatever reason, that just came to me. This video, I was going to be talking specifically about fear and how that holds us back. But I think that's what this video is about. Education or entertainment. That is what's most important right now. If you're trying to decide what business you should start, or if you should start a YouTube channel, or if you should really get into social media, business, y'all, I'm having a brain fart. Oh my gosh. Y'all see me having a brain fart. Wow. Entertainment or education. Okay. Like I said, I realized for me, I am in the side of education. I want to teach people. I grew up not loving myself. You know what I mean? I grew up not loving myself, not taking proper care of myself. I grew up not knowing how to nurture and, maintain relationships, whether that was romantic or that was just platonic. I struggle with all those things, guys. I've had to learn from the ground up for my, everything, you know what I mean? The majority of us, we didn't go to school to learn about finances, about how to live out here and to survive out in the world. I had very small conversations with my mom about paying bills and rent and all that stuff like that. When I got into the world, I didn't know how to do shit. I didn't know how to do anything. You see what I'm saying? Like, I barely knew how to get a job. But as I got older, I knew how to get a job. I've had 40 plus jobs, but I couldn't figure out how to keep a job. You see what I'm saying? Like, you just have to keep learning, keep growing, and keep working on yourself. And, recognize that fear is, it equates to failure. You know what I mean? Your fear is your failure. You fail because you fear. You know what I mean? And if you keep failing, it's going to get easier for you to win or accept the great, to accept the times where things are actually working in your favor, because I feel like the fear just starts to dissipate because, you keep showing up. You see what I'm saying? I feel like I lost you guys because I almost lost myself. I ain't gonna lie. I almost lost myself. But I'm telling you guys, if you are looking into, you guys, I'm so sorry. These videos, it's taken me a long time to even get to the point of having these on conversations with you guys because, I used to be all over the place. But if you are looking into getting into social media, starting a YouTube channel, any of that, starting a business, education or entertainment. And like I said, if you are able to combine both, if you are able to educate somebody and entertain them at the same time, bruh, you're gonna be unstoppable. And this is another thing too, get into astrology, you guys. Get into astrology. This is going to give you little small indications of oh, I'm not going to be happy doing this. I'm a Gemini. I am a Gemini rising. And I will talk your ear off. And this is why my conversations are filled with so much nuance, or so many different things, because I will talk to you about everything. I can talk about any topic that you will ever bring up. I will talk to you about. And if I don't know about it, best believe I'm going to research it and I'm going to look up information about it. I will talk to you about pretty much anything. Anything. Even if it makes me uncomfortable. Now, if it makes me uncomfortable, I'm going to tell you, bruh, it makes me uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? I'm not comfortable talking about this. But I can tell you for facts that I can talk to you about pretty much anything. And if you are a Gemini, sun, rising, maybe even a moon, I feel like it's more prevalent in Gemini suns and rising, because as a Gemini moon, you may be somebody who is, you are, maybe there's a fear surrounding communication, for whatever reason. Maybe you feel more comfortable talking to family and friends and not speaking to putting yourself out there, talking to friends and social media and stuff like this. But if you are sun Gemini, rising Gemini, I guarantee that you are someone who communicates. I don't know your upbringing, so everybody's upbringing is a lot different. Sorry if I'm yelling. Everyone's upbringing is very different. Everyone is different. And so as a Gemini, you are someone, if you just do a lot of reading watch a lot of podcasts, like informative podcasts, and you just keep talking, get in front of the camera and just talk. I'm telling you, I feel like that is going to be helpful for you. You are a writer. You are a speaker. You are intelligent. You can learn things pretty quickly. Do that. Do that. Astrology is your friend. Astrology is your friend. You don't have to use horoscopes to be like, what is going to be my future like? What's going to happen to me tomorrow? How am I going to feel today? You know what I'm saying? You don't have to use astrology for that. I know people like to, they crap all over astrology sometimes because, the thought of someone trying to figure out what's going to happen tomorrow or, foresee what's going to happen in their life, it bothers some people. But the truth of the matter is, astrology is your friend. There's so many things that are out here for us to help us, to assist us on our journey. And the fact that we can turn our nose up at certain things is reckless. It's reckless. Use astrology. You know what I mean? Use astrology to understand like who you are and how you operate. And it's obviously not the end all be all. It's not going to be something it's not going to be like, this is what you are and this is how you are and this is why things are the way they are. It's not going to be like that. But it can give you a damn sure close understanding about who you are, what you need to be doing, how you need to show up. Okay? And understanding that is super, super important. And if you have kids, I'm telling you, if you have kids right now, I'm in the process right now of like with my kids, I know some things about my kids. Like I'm starting to write things down. Like I know one of my kids are super, super picky. And they like things to be done in a particular order. And so before I was just yelling at them, you got to do this and make sure you do this. And she's like, I don't want to do it that way. I want to do it this way, this way, this way. And every time we do it, it's this way. She repeats to me what she wants to do in that specific order. Okay. I'm not going to tell you her specific sign, but that's how she wants things done. So guess what? That's how I'm going to do it. The same for my other daughter. She's someone who is a little more chaotic. And so order is not her best friend. It's not her best friend. She likes things to kind of she doesn't mind things kind of being out of whack. And so you just got to get her started and get her going. Okay. The other one, like I said, wants things done in a specific order, but likes to procrastinate. You got to learn your kids. You got to, and if you're needing to use astrology, use different tools to do that. I say that in particular because you guys, there's a lot of parenting books and stuff like that out there. And it's so helpful to know like, do this with your kid and it might be easier for you to work with them, or they might, you might understand them better and stuff like that. But a lot of these parenting books are coming from the experiences of the person who is writing the book. So their kids might have done this, this, and this. But remember, we know that kids are very different. Kids are very fickle. They get older and they change. You know what I'm saying? Like once they get out of your hold and from under you, they are becoming their own person, right? They're very much a reflection of you. So everything that they're doing is reflection of you. How we got on this, you see what I'm saying, y'all? I will start talking to y'all about every single thing. But yes, we were talking we were talking about fear. If you are fearful, you will procrastinate. If you are fearful, you will stagnate yourself forever. Do the thing that makes you feel uncomfortable. Do the thing that you don't want to do. Okay? And another thing, stop feeling like you have to do everything in order or at a specific time or specific day. Stop feeling like that. I am someone who needs or wants things to be done in order. Like if I'm deciding to, for example, renovate a room. I want to make sure I buy the proper things that I need to buy. I have everything in place that needs to be, that all the resources that I need, all the supplies, sorry. I'll make sure I have all the supplies that I need. I'll make sure that I have the time, specific day. Like, I want to make sure everything is set to plan. But I have kids, so it doesn't always work out in the way that I want it to. And so I realized that, okay, well, I have to take the initiative. If I say I want this done and this, if I make things so specific, the day comes and I'm like, damn, I'm missing half of what I have. I'm just going to wait. Guess what? I done waited 6 months. I waited 6 months to do what I needed to do when I should have literally just started somewhere. So renovating the room, and I'm renovating a room. I didn't have the paint, but I had the bed sets. I put together the bed sets. You see what I'm saying? One thing at a time. You have got to start somewhere. You have got to, make a move. Make a move. Do something. You want to start a YouTube channel? Start a YouTube channel. Start a YouTube channel. You're not going to know what it is that you want to do. You're not going to know what works for you and what you should or shouldn't do until you actually do it. You're not going to know. Make the move. Try. Step out of your comfort zone. It sounds so corny because everybody's always talking about fear. Face your fears. Face your fears. But bro, it's as simple as facing your fears that we don't get it. We don't get it. Bro, I had anxiety for so long, yo. I had anxiety for so long. I still get anxiety sometimes. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. I still get anxiety. But to the extent that I used to, after I stopped smoking marijuana, it started to decrease. After I started to separate myself from certain people, it started to decrease. After I stopped smoking cigarettes, it decreased. After I started taking care of my body, like, I don't eat food. Now, I done broke a couple times because, I like to eat. But I stopped eating until noon. So more days than not, I will not eat until after 12 p.m. And so I've taken small steps here and there to make my life better and to work on my anxiety. And I don't have as much of it. I can think clearly because when I have anxiety, there's fear there. What's going to happen? What's happening? What's going on? You see what I'm saying? And then you can't think logically. You can't think, okay, well, if I do this and I put this in place and I start this and I do this, I'll be okay. You can't think like that because you're so afraid of something that hasn't even happened yet. So, yeah, this video was like a 3-parter. So you let me know in the comments if you received anything from this, or if I have to do a little bit better of making my content clear and to the point, because I can understand how annoying it might be. You just sit and you're just like, okay, what she's okay. Okay. Yeah, my last video did pretty well. I'm super proud of myself. I did, take the time. I actually filmed that video before I went to work. But I have so much more coming, you guys. I post every single day. If I'm not posting, I post one of these long form videos at least once a week. And I post my shorts. I try to post a short at least every day. I'm trying to make sure I post every single day, a short every single day to keep my channel going. But I am doing a little bit more work and being a little more intentional about what content I post, so that I'm not just out here posting. Because the thing about it is that what's so wild is that we sit and we post all these videos for YouTube and all these social media platforms, and it gauges the audience. Guess what? Your video is still up there. You know what I mean? It shows YouTube and it shows all these social media platforms that, hey, we're still involved in the platform. Even if we're not getting views, we're still involved in the platform. And I think it's such a waste, because I feel like they got to be making money on the back end with us just posting videos and putting content out there. They got to be. But yeah, I mean, I hope you guys got something from this video. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, blessed day. Keep your head up. Just do something different today. Do something different. You know what I mean? It's hard, bro. It's hard when you're programmed to live a specific way and you've been doing something for so long. It's hard. But what's even harder, bro? Is watching your kids struggle, watching yourself struggle. Yo, I pray to God that everything that I'm learning now, even if I don't become a millionaire and make all this grand money, I know that the little changes that I'm making within myself, the growth that I have made within myself, the not smoking, the focus on a better body and mindset and health and understanding my finances better. I know that all the changes that I'm making are in benefit not of just me but of my kids. You guys out my kids are going to be able to see, wow, they're not going to know necessarily the person that I was before. You know what I mean? They don't know the person that I was before I started making all these major changes in my life. But for what I saw growing up with my mom and her being a single parent and being the oldest of 6 kids, and the life that she led versus how my kids are seeing me, and they're being raised totally different of mindset, totally different of a relationship and the love. And I'm blessed and I'm proud of myself. And I feel like, you got to be proud of yourself too, because when we talk about breaking generational curses, we always talk about, we think about breaking generational curses of, becoming a millionaire and getting that really expensive job and all of these great, great things. But we don't ever think about the simple fact of like loving yourself. Loving yourself. You sat up in your room, not going anywhere for 10 plus years. And then one day you said, you know what, I want to change. And you started to go outside. You started to go for walks. You started to take yourself out. You started to, show yourself that there was something better. That was a major change that you made in your life that you didn't, that someone didn't have to get up and force you to do. You know what I'm saying? That you made that on your own. You were 200, 300 pounds for years of your life. And then all of a sudden you got up one day and you said, I don't want to do this anymore. And you started to work out and you lost 100 pounds. And now 10 plus years later, here you are at 180 pounds. That's a blessing. You worked through something. You did something different. You are a better person because of it. And you've broken a generational curse of the people, your children, or, even family. And, it's not just about your children, like your other family members, your friends. People see you and they're saying, damn, okay, if they could do it, I could do it. If they could show up a different, I could do it. We are so afraid. We are so afraid of being better people because people have seen us show up in a particular way for so long. They are comfortable with the person that we have been for the last 15, 20 years. That when we decide to do something different, we decide to show up different, we decide to speak different, you were swearing all those years. Now you have a conversation with your mom or with your cousin and you're not swearing anymore. You're being super respectful and they're just like, who are you? You don't feel cool anymore because the conversation, there's less of a conversation. You see, that person wanted to talk to you when you were talking about bitches and whole B's and H's and all this stuff. When you were having conversations like that, you could have a long conversation with that person. But as soon as you started to talk proper and you said, yes, women this and, that man and not that N word, the conversation dwindled. When you started having conversations with people about gossip, when you were gossiping with people, bro, you know that girl, she did this. Like, man, they still in that same house. Bro, they never left that town. Yo, they still be doing the same thing. You could have conversations forever with people because talking about people is entertaining, I guess. You can have conversations, that's a conversation starter for some people. But when you start talking about, man, I started a business, I'm working on doing this, and I'm doing this, the conversation is dead. You can't have the same conversation with that person because they were expecting you to talk about other people. They weren't expecting you to talk about growth. They weren't expecting you to talk about business. They weren't expecting you to talk about something that was better in your life. So we, out of fear, stay away from what's best for ourselves to stay current, to stay in the comfortable space that we're in, because we're afraid to lose people. We're afraid to go down the road alone. And the truth of the matter is, happiness is in the loneliness. Happiness is in the loneliness. You would not believe, I wanted to be a part of groups like, I was a Cheetah Girls fan. Crazy. High School Musical, all these beautiful movies that showed strength in numbers and strength in family and friends and connections and stuff like that. And I just always wanted to, I was like, I always, and I said that to my friends. I used to say that to boyfriends, ex-husband, and I would always explain, like, I always felt like I needed to be attached to someone in order to be great. Like, the friendship that I had or the love or something would be, I don't know, like, I always just felt like, not because I wanted to live off of the other person or I just wanted to, like, not have to do any of the work. I just always felt like connections were, I just always felt like you needed somebody. You know what I mean? You needed somebody to uplift you. You needed support. You needed something or someone in order to be able to, and when I ended up being by myself, when I ended up doing my own thing, and I stopped talking to people, and I stopped having certain conversations, and when I realized that the things that were super important to me, especially about growth, like, I don't know too many people. Let me see. I had an ex. I could talk to him about certain things, but even with him, it was tough because we're not even going to talk about that, but I don't know anyone in my life in particular that I can have a long form conversation with. I that's a lie. I do have somebody. I don't have many people, right? There are fewer people, let's just say that. There are fewer people in the world that want to talk to you about growth, self-development, self-love, self-respect, growth. There are less people in the world, unfortunately, that will want to sit and have a long conversation about how to be a better person and how to better yourself. It's sad. It's unfortunate. You have more people that will want to talk to you about other people, that will want to gossip with you. More people that want to sit on the phone. People will sit on the phone in silence before they talk about anything productive. They'll talk to you about how, if your life sucks, man, my life sucks. I've been struggling. I've been going through this. I've been going through that. You can have conversations like that. People will talk to you. And then the conversation will go silent. If you want to sit and have a conversation with someone about growth, trauma, healing, the conversations will not go far. Very few people want to talk about it. And this is exactly why many people are on social media talking about what they're going through. You can complain all you want about people venting, but the truth of the matter is, a lot of the people that are getting online to vent and talk about, those are the people who want to have the conversation. But the people in their life don't want to have the conversation. They're not ready to have the conversation. You gotta figure out where you are. Are you the person that wants to have a conversation about growing, about evolving, about loving yourself, about healing? Or are you that person that still wants to have a conversation about other people, about how things are going so wrong in your life? Are you wanting to keep having conversations with people about how, life has just been tearing you up and down, and listening to them on the other side of the phone, like giggling and smirking, like, damn, they still struggling? But you can't sit on the phone with them and talk to them about something really deep, or talk to them about the stages of trauma, or talk to them about different self-development techniques and things of that sort. You got to gauge where you are in your life, who you want to be, because there's honesty in it. Because when you're honest about who you are and where you are, there's a girl on TikTok, her name is E. Kane. She don't teach nothing. She's all entertainment. She recognized that she is entertaining. She can get online and she can entertain people and make people laugh, or make people feel for her, whatever the case may be. She makes a lot of money. I'm pretty sure she does other stuff. You know what I mean? I'm not knocking anything that she does, but this is what I'm just telling you guys. Everyone, once you know your lane, once you know your lane and who you are, you will understand better where to place yourself in life. And when you know where to place yourself in life, there's less fear of what's to come in the future, because you start to zone in on what specifically is happening, or how to make that happen in your life. And you're happier. You're happier because you're not as stressed out. Because what is the difference between people who are struggling? They're broke. They're struggling with so little money, but they're happy still, because they have this mindset that they done stop. They out there hitting my car. Dogs hitting my car and all that. Y'all, I'm out here at the park. I'm about to go and do what I gotta do. Run my errands. But I know this video was super duper long. But I hope you guys were able to take something from it. Because all the craziness that's going on out here in the world, we still have to take care of ourselves. And taking care of ourselves isn't just about money. It's not just about making sure we buy ourselves the proper clothes or pay our bills so that we have a place to stay. It's about making sure that we are healthy and within our mind, and we can make sound decisions, and we can show up for ourselves. Happy to, there's a joy within us to want to show up, and to want to create, and to want to be, and to want to do, and to want to live. And that's what I want to do. I've sheltered myself. My mom, out of fear, sheltered me for so long. And then I became an adult and I started to shelter myself. And it didn't do anything. It protected me, I suppose, and as much as it could, despite everything that I had already gone through. But it also sheltered me and kept me in a fear state of mind. And the only thing born out of fear is struggle. The only thing born out of fear is struggle. But when you flip the script and you have faith, when you flip the script and you love yourself and you show up for yourself, it changes things. It's different. It's different. Your relationships are different. Your job becomes different. Your hobbies, the things that you like to do, don't like to do, are different. But anyhow, you guys have a beautiful day. Beautiful, beautiful day. Speak kindly to yourself. Do something today that's going to make your heart smile. And thank you so much for being here in support of me and speaking life over me. And I pray that I have been able to speak life over you as well. Adios.